All right, perfect. Welcome to another episode with Mornings with Movers. We got the team in the building today. We got Phil Diamond, Country Phil, all about moving Tampa Bay. We got Clifford Starks, the motivational coach, and
What
we
up,
got
guys?
Colin Vanderwerf out here from Canada representing. What up, guys?
Yeah, Canada.
What up? What up?
Oh
No, I'm
man.
pumped. I'm glad to see Colin here. I love the
You
stories that he brings. I love the knowledge that he drops too.
Hey,
So it's gonna be
man,
fun.
I'm grateful to be here, man.
Oh yeah. Tell us how cold it is out there in that that weather of yours.
Man, you can see the snow on my window, on my roof, man. It's cold here in Toronto, man. But we got those moose knuckle jackets to keep us warm, and we try. I have a thing in the winter. The only places I go have indoor parking, right? So grocery, shopping, all of that. I know all the spots. I don't really go outside too much in the winter. So
Okay.
Damn. That's a lot of work, boy. Shit.
yeah, man.
Yeah, the snow is definitely piling up. The other day I was out all day, and I think around like 6 o'clock or so like that, it started snowing heavy. I didn't even think it would come down so fast, and it came down so fast that now I'm like I I was probably like 45 minutes from my house or so like that, but I'm like it's so bad. I got a Mustang. So I'm like, I'm not even trying to drive in this weather. I'm like, told my fiance, hey, come get me. He's like, what we gonna do about your car? We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, man. We got one of those all-wheel drive joints, man. That's the only way to in this weather. And we're gonna buy an SUV at the end of the year when the lease is up on this car. Mostly because I'm tired of taking two cars with all my kids.
Yeah.
Especially in that
kids?
Mercedes.
That's
Especially what?
Especially in that Mercedes, boy. They love leaving
No,
shit in
no,
there, boy.
no. This is a Honda, man. This is a Honda, bro. This is a Honda.
Shit.
When you got kids, you gotta get the minivan.
Hell
No,
yeah.
I ain't going. No, I ain't going out like that. It ain't happening, man. We're actually no, we ain't going out like that. We're actually buying the Mercedes SUV, the GLS. It's got the 7 seats in it.
Oh, nice.
I can't. I am not going out like that, man. I still got something left in the tank. I am not the dad that does khakis and Crocs. I'm not doing it, man.
Don't worry. You pull up in the minivan, they know you taking.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you something funny, man. My wife years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, she was pressing for a minivan, and she wanted the Honda one because it had a built-in vacuum cleaner. And I said, same thing. I said, I ain't going out like that. So you know what I did? I ended up behind her back. I ended up buying her the Audi, the Q7. And then I bought a little vacuum, little Dyson cordless vacuum, and said, "Here's your built-in vacuum." I ain't going out like that, man. I ain't doing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let us know where you so it's been a while since we had you on the show. Where's the company at nowadays?
Oh man, it's the growth we've seen has been incredible. So March 18th will be our second year, 2 years fully into business. And we grew in our second year, we grew about 300%. Just yesterday signed paperwork for a new truck. So that's coming. We're taking possession of that in a couple weeks. And like we just been growing like crazy, man. We have some really exciting stuff in the works right now that I can't say. Like Phil knows what I'm talking about. I talked to him about it. But we'll be announcing something huge in around October of this year. And we're super excited for the journey, and Yeah, like we hired a SEO company in December to help us start ranking on Google, and we're here, man, and we're not going anywhere. And the goal has always been to become the largest in the world at what we do. And I'm really excited about how far the business has come in just 2 short years. We've already blown out our projections for this year. So our fiscal year starts in December. So we're already 1 quarter into technically our third year, and we've blown our projections out of the water already. So
Nice.
we're excited. And yeah, some big things are coming this year, man. Y'all will see. And we're just really excited, really grateful to be here. And, we're just continuing to service our community and do a good job, because that's really what it's about.
No, definitely.
Man, I tell you, when he told, I felt like I got a damn new truck the other day when he told me he signed the paperwork. I was so happy, man. And Melissa said, "You act like you just bought a new truck." I said, "I don't care, hey, boy, man. I'm happy as hell for his ass, boy."
Yeah, man.
I tell you, the power of networking, though, guys. I mean, I tell you, man. Me and Colin have really formed a good relationship, man, and anybody that's viewing, man, it's good to connect with someone. Even Colin's only been in business for 2 years, but listen to him. He's been in the industry for years, so he knows.
Yeah.
He knows shit. He knows stuff that I didn't know, man. And I call and ask it. I mean, at least a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Phil, don't be afraid to back up a little bit from the screen. You won't get taken away.
Man, I'm on Melissa's computer and I can't tell, like what a camera's going. I keep trying to move the screen, man. I'm like, what the heck?
The audience need to see you.
Man, bro, look at my hair, man.
Oh,
man,
that's why he
you
had
need
that
to go
beanie
to
on.
Man,
Soul
Soul
Glow.
Glow.
Go see your barber, man.
Soul Glow.
I ain't even gonna take this hat out. We don't need to see it. I got black hair. Let's just say that.
My barber texted me the other day. He said, "What you doing? Growing dreads now?" I said, "No, man. Shit. Ain't
So,
that
Cliff,
I keep it simple.
where
Just
y'all at?
shave it all off. Yeah, keep it simple.
I ain't not see one picture where I think Cliff posted that he had a hat on ever. It's like Cliff is like, you know what, bald head and all. I don't need no
It
hat.
all comes off. Yep.
He's got the right shape. He's got the right shaped head though for a bald head. Everybody can't rock a bald head, bro.
He
does.
Everybody can't rock the bald head, dude. You got to have that shape, man. And he's got
It's true, man. You got that, Cliff. You got that Kobe Bryant head, man. That
Good. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Sure. I was thinking about the ball, but I'm like, I'm still on the fence, and I'm probably gonna keep my hat on for a little while. But but no, Phil, I know Phil mentioned something about. So there's been an issue roaming around the industry where people are still so slow, and I think it comes down to people are not doing the right marketing.
But their own damn fault.
And I've spoken to a lot of clients and potential clients that are all saying stuff like, "Oh well, I'm marketing on social media. I'm doing Facebook ads or Facebook posts," and I'm like, "What else are you doing?" Well, that's really about it right now. We're trying to get at least 3 to 5 jobs on a week at least, and it's just been so slow. Well, yeah. If that's the only channel you're marketing on, it's definitely going to be slow. Like, have you considered postcards? Have you considered, lead providers? Have you considered this? And they're just like, well, I don't really have the money to like invest. Well, if you're not going to have some type of money to invest in yourself and your business is only going to get the results it gets. And it sounds rough saying it that way, but it's just like, dude, you just can't rely on social media.
But you got to get to the point. You got to get to the core of that, though. They say they ain't got the money, and if you're on their Facebook page, the next week you see them with a Hellcat.
Oh yeah. Like,
I mean, you can't say that then. You know, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I hate to be so blunt, but you can't spend all your damn business, damn money. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we like nice stuff, but if people complain about not having the money to market, hell, they need to look at their personal life.
I had one person tell me, I think, oh yeah, we made about 120K last year, and my personal takeaway was 70.
Damn.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Damn.
Okay, I'm supposed to be a non-bias in this situation, but I don't think that ratio adds up.
Man, I'm so poor on paper, man. Like my salary is about, I think, 25,000 a year. Just enough to pay my mortgage and buy some groceries.
And there ain't
Really.
nothing wrong with that in the earlier years because, hey,
Of
you're growing your
course.
business.
Yeah,
You
of
know?
course. We put money back into the business. Like we got, some social media stuff. The postcards are actually working really well for us. We got this thing in Canada called Homestars. We got, Google ads. We got SEO stuff. So we're trying to put everything in a little bit of everywhere because, we understand that, we need to put the money back into the business. Like the truck, man, it cost me about 80 grand for the truck, right? Like I could have took that money to, buy a Rolex, right? But last year I spent $60,000 on rental trucks alone. So,
Yep.
we needed to make a decision. We needed to add more to the fleet, right? Because the truck is only costing me about 18 grand a year. So I'm saving 42,000 now, right? And we can put that money in other places.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I think one of the things that we used to do is we used to kind of do like a pass-through cost with our rental trucks, more or less, where at first we were charging like maybe like $150 to $200 for the truck for the day. And then we realized easily that, you know what, let's break that $200 up across the hours that the guys that are out there with a 3-hour minimum. So we say like $50 per truck, $50 for the truck per hour. So now in 3 hours, we made $150 for the truck. 4 hours made 200, on and on. So if that truck is out there for at least 10 hours, we probably done made $500 with that truck being out there for 10 hours. So now we could take that excess money that we would have gave the truck rental company and put it towards buying an asset, whether it's a truck, forklift, whatever the case is. And that was one of the ways that I felt it to be easy to invest into assets like trucks, because you start off small, like with the rental trucks, and now you have all this extra money to go towards a truck.
Yeah, well, this is our second truck, so we have 2 trucks now, and we're likely gonna buy a third one, depending on how the summer goes, and if we can bring on more quality people, we'll likely buy a third one this year.
Nice, nice. So what's
I'd love
going
to
on
hear
with you,
that,
Phil?
man. We
What's that?
I tell you, man, man, we wasn't expecting to get so busy, man, to be honest with you. I thought, hey, I'm going to be able to have time to hire and train and yada, 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 dude. And I've been on a rampage, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I've been firing left and right, bro. Anything, small things. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to deal with it. If I'm dealing with it now, I can only imagine when it gets 1,000 degrees here in Florida and I'm already agitated, right? So if I'm already agitated in 60-degree weather, what am I going to be doing in the summer, man? And I just refuse to carry a lot of these guys back through the winter. Which, to be honest with you, dude, here in Florida, we should not have a season. I don't know who's created this theory. What person's done this? Let's drop our rates and let's, because yada, yada, yada. I don't know who's done this, man, but whoever it is, they're a jackass. We're in the vacation state, bro. I mean, there's no reason why you can say there's winter. What winter? What winter? What's stopping somebody from moving? Because it's too cool out? It's 60 degrees? Now I can see northern states, you know, and I didn't understand this until I got to talking to Dwight, Colin. Now I see, I'm like, you know what? Now I can see why they have a season, right? Who the hell wants to move in the snow, man? You know what I mean? You know
Oh,
what I mean?
the good days where you guys are trooping over snow piles with dressers.
Man, I mean, you know what I mean? Like you can't even, man, we can't get there. Why? Man, we can't even see your road. You know, like see, we don't have that problem, dude. We don't have that problem, man. The
Oh,
problem is man, we got all these people moving in from unfortunately other states, man, and they come in here, man, and they try to cut through. And I mean, I see guys, and these, you know, I don't even look at these guys as competition, but $75, $80 an hour for two guys. I mean, dude, if you're going to do something and not make any money, why even do it? Hell,
mhm.
you might well just go work for somebody else. Why are you going to deal with the headache of Mrs. Ingleston's broke dresser to make, you know, after, even if you're doing the job yourself, even paying a guy $20 an hour and you're making $40 an hour, why in the world you want to deal with the headache of dealing with Mrs. Ingleston lampshade that she didn't pack in a box to make no money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, the risk has got to be worth the reward, man. You know, and I get a little frustrated, dude, but then I have to sit back and think like, you know, everybody's everybody's business perspective is different, right? Some people are okay with you know, small business, right? It's simple, it's easy, right? Then, you know, I called Colin yesterday, man. I took my dog on a little walk across the street from me, and I noticed the building was for sale, right? So I wanted to go check out the building. It's a little over 500,000 square feet, right?
Mhm.
Pretty much offices in the building. Not that I'm buying it or anything, or even looking at it, right? I just was over there walking my dog, and I'm sitting there. I'm in my truck on the back of my tailgate, and I'm sitting there thinking, man. I'm like, man. I called my wife. I said, Melissa, I'm not going to be satisfied until we get in a building like this.
That's right.
I'm not going to be satisfied. She was like, oh shit, okay, more overtime.
Yeah.
But see, you know, and some people are okay with, you know, keeping it simple, right? But see, I'm not a simple kind of guy, man. You know, I'm in my 40s, dude, and I watch my grandparents, man, still working. 89. Well, my grandfather, you know, I take care of my grandfather, bro. You know, make sure that he doesn't have to. But point is, man, you're 70, 80 years old, man. You ain't even got them gas money to get to the store. You've made some damn mistakes, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It ain't like you can pick up the pieces and um, go work two jobs. That's not an option. Nobody don't want your ass. You washed up now. You made some really bad decisions, dude. And you know
Mhm.
how money, I mean, even $1 million ain't a million, 2, 3 million bucks ain't shit now, man. I mean, you
Man, you
know,
can't even buy a house in Toronto for $1 million anymore.
bro, it's crazy. You
Like,
know, you can't even, I mean, even living off a single interest off $1 million now, man, it's not really much, you know, and being, I mean, before you know it, in the drop of a hat, dude, like all of us say, man, it seems like yesterday I was just having my 21st birthday party. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
mhm.
And time is wasted. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be that guy, man. I don't want to be that guy, man.
Well,
And it scares me.
yeah, I think we can't forget to live is the first thing, because we only have one life. Now, I get it that, hey, we got to grind and get where we got to get so that basically we don't, I experience the same thing that you're experiencing, Phil, where my mom, she's not in the best of retirement state that she would like to be.
Right.
And it's just like, they build us up to be to the point where like, hey, you put away for your 401k, you put away for your social security, you put away for all this, and it don't add up to nothing when you retire.
No.
And it's just like, damn, like I don't want to be in that predicament.
$650 a month. What the hell are you gonna do with that?
Now you got to think every time you decide a purchasing decision, well, I'm on a fixed income. I can't do nothing. And I'm just like, damn, like I don't even want to fathom the thought. Like I can't have that because I just want it. I don't need it. I want it.
Right. Right.
So
And
it's
it's the
all
simple things.
yeah. it's all about how you position yourself. Obviously, if y'all want to run y'all moving companies until you go and you don't, and hopefully at that point you do have you have other revenue streams coming in, because obviously you guys, one, for those that's still on the truck, nothing against it, because Phil the man over there, he's still on the truck, but nothing against it. It's just, hey, ultimately, if you want to get to the point of being able to grow your business, sit back, become the CEO of your business, and run it longevity, you got to ultimately get yourself out of, burning yourself out with being on the truck and burning your back out, and ultimately can't do much after that. And it becomes
That's why
more
you cherry
stress.
pick the job. That's why you cherry pick the jobs, man.
Yeah, that is very true.
Man, I tell you, man, I'm the guy, man, I'll be honest with you, dude. You guys know, about my other adventures, bro. I don't even really need to run this moving company, bro. And definitely don't need to be out moving no furniture. But no matter how big I get, jet, helicopter landing, whatever, I'll get out in that truck. I'll push a dolly. I'll never ever not be humble enough to go back to what made me. Very simple. This moving company made me, bro, because I have zero education. This was the easiest company that I've seen that my dumb ass could get in that I could probably run without having to go get a contractor's license or anything like that. So I stay loyal to whatever that took care of me. You know what I mean? And that's like on a person to person level too, man. Like, you guys, if situations, you guys have stayed loyal to me. We've been friends for several years now. We have to stay loyal to what made us too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I enjoy, I'm gonna tell you though, man, it's sad though, but I enjoy getting out every now and again, messing around with the guys. I get bored. I've got ADHD. I can't even sit still in this office anyway. I pace anyway, up and down, and Melissa's like, Philip, you got to go do something, and I just pace no matter what I'm doing, So sometimes, I mean, the other day, dude, I don't know why. Every couple times a week, dude, I just sweep and mop the lobby in here, man. I can pay somebody to do it. No problem. I just want to do it. Customer come in, where's the manager at? She's in there. Hey man, there's a guy that come and fill up the snack machine here. And he think I'm just a regular employee. He's like, yeah, boy, where the boss is at? I'm like, oh, she in there. And I'm just here sweeping the damn floor and mopping. Because what it is, dude, I be taking all the damn snacks and not putting money in it.
Bad employee. But now, I think Colin's not frozen. Okay, I thought he was frozen for a minute. But no. So it's all about, I guess, for me, I think it was easy to put everything on your to-do list, whatever you got to do. And if it ain't important, don't sit there just milking the clock trying to just be in the office to be in the office. And I think that's how, you can run your day a lot more efficient. Hey, set your to-do list for tomorrow by like 5 p.m. today. And then basically tomorrow, start working on it. Now, granted, if you have to go in the field, obviously you want to work on the most priority things when you can. But if you don't have to go in the field, hey, let's bang through this to-do list. And then basically maybe Tuesday, you don't have nothing to do. So you're like, okay, well, Tuesday, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm not going to sit here just twiddling my thumbs or, just BSing, because obviously now is like what Cliff mentioned several episodes ago, is the 80-20. Where you're doing so much of stuff that don't produce nothing.
Exactly. I've been there last week.
So now it's just like, hey, you know what? How can I systematize everything? Even with my training business now, it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, you're a one-man show right now, but how can you systematize everything because everything is not necessarily important to getting that needle moving.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you need to have content that go out, if you need to do something for a student or so like that, if you need to do this, hey, prioritize it, schedule it, make sure it gets done during that time, and then focus on the next things that's going to move the needle forward.
that's right, Dwight. I mean, that's in our business. Yeah, we're only 2 years in, and we're a smaller business. We're not obviously putting up numbers like a 2 men in a truck or some of those big companies, but every decision we make, the underlying feeling is like, okay, is this scalable? So everything we're doing, we want to make sure that it's scalable to when we have 2,500 trucks on the road, 2,000 trucks on the road. Do our process is going to work, then as well as now? Because I don't want to have to go and redo all this stuff that I built and things like that, right? So same thing. We're on the same boat as you, man. Like, just every decision we make, is it scalable? Will this work when there's 5 locations, 10 locations, 20 locations, 100 locations? And it's been working so far.
Yeah,
saves us a lot of time in the long run.
Yeah, I had a session the other week, and I told my guys, it was like, one of the things that a lot of moving companies get into is they get thrown these financial statements at them, and then they look at the P&L statement, and the only thing they really look at is the profit, how much they brought in, how much they spend, and what the profit margin is, or profit dollar. And that's all they look at. And if you want to look at that, look at your bank account. But nevertheless, that's the main thing they look at. And they like, oh, well, we either made money or we lost money. Oh, well, okay, let me throw this in a drawer. No, it's more to it. There's more to that profit and loss statement. And it tells you a story that people don't know how to read. And it was one of those things where it's like, hey, if you can change this number, this could ultimately increase your bottom line by this percentage. How do you change that, though? And that was kind of the things that I kind of went over with them. It's like, hey, you got to understand that story that this is telling you.
It's true.
But nevertheless, Cliff, what's going on with you?
Man, I'm just taking all the genius in right now. I'll tell you, knowing what numbers to play with. And I always say I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I come into the room with smart people who know what to look for and know what to look at, so that I can control that 20/80. Because if you knew how to control your 20/80, you'd already be doing it. And so if you're doing something and you're getting a certain result, there's a reason why you're getting that result. And even with Phil talking about, like, I love Phil's journey so much because Phil created Phil. Like, I get to hear his story and his mentality and his mind and his work ethic and what he does. He created him. And so you can put Phil into any business, and I'm sure you can make it successful because he has that go-getters, I'm going to grab my effing sack and do what I need to do. And I respect that. But yeah, that's the name of the game, is saying, where are my strengths? Where are my weaknesses? What do I have to look at? What do I have to change? How do I have to adjust? And let me go in the right rooms, because the right rooms will help me get the right results.
I tell you, man, it was from when I was coming in, man, it was this or the porn industry. So, I mean, one of the two. That's the only thing I knew about, and of course, other curricular things that I have done in the past. But that wasn't. I didn't want to go back where I came from, so.
I think country failed the porn star don't sound kind of right. It don't sound right.
Yeah, like, damn, man.
The porn star in.
Now they got OnlyFans. Man, I got a homeboy, man, in North Carolina, man. He told me that he be selling pictures of his butt cheek on OnlyFans. And I'm like, just your butt cheek? He like, well, every now and again, I'm like, man, I ain't even talking to you no more, bro. I'm like, who the hell? He like, man, you believe it or not, bro, people have fetishes about butt cheeks. And I'm like, what the hell?
So weird.
I know, bro.
They're gonna see Phil walking around with the pork rinds.
One of my homies, same thing the other day. He one of my brethren the other day, he was telling me he's on these dating apps or whatever, and some chick asked to send a picture of his left butt cheek. And he was like, I just can't tell her. I just blocked her. I just couldn't. I just can't be bothered. Like, right. So
She wants to
there's a market out there for butt
she just wanted to
idiots.
see if he was real.
Man, yeah,
Yeah.
boy. Man, I tell you, boy, you know, it's crazy, bro. That was funny, though.
An
Nah,
interesting
definitely.
man to live in.
So, quick question, guys. So, this way I ain't crazy, right? All right. Colin heard me talk about this yesterday, and I talked about it for a good 20 minutes. So, I had a guy call me from another local moving company the other day. We was talking, chopping it up, and he was, hey, you guys, been slow? And I'm like, no, not really, bro. Like, we've been pumping, bro, and I wasn't quite prepared for it. So, we had already scheduled jobs, and so I've had to go out in the truck for like the last week, bro. Like, because these jobs are scheduled. It has to happen. Like, I don't care. I'm not getting a bad reputation, bro, by sending 4 and 5 new, 6, 7, 8 new guys on a job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to schedule my other labor a little bit in advance. So, and I told Melissa, and I didn't tell her to stop. I did eventually. I had to say, you need to slow down. But he told me a moving company. He said, "Oh yeah, what's the name of them over there, man? They're doing $40 million out of that location." I said, $40 million out of one location. Now, I just couldn't understand it. And I'm like, damn, okay, he's got a warehouse that's about 2,000 square feet. I think they may have 6 or 7 trucks. And I'm like, what else is he doing? Because I need to know. If he's doing $40 million out of one damn location and 6 or 7 trucks with a 2,000, what else is he doing? Is he manufacturing like freaking cars or something in that damn factory? I mean, what is he doing? But I'm like, but see, this is where people fall short at. They're not being real with themselves, right? And that's just an unrealistic damn number, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a lot of, you know what, I'm guilty of it, bro. I over exaggerate some things sometimes. You know what I mean? This ain't 4 inches, this is 8 inches, right? but
You should have went to the porn star. You should have went to the porn industry, Phil.
I know, right? On my interview, I'd be like, yeah. They gave me a tape, man. They'd be like, can you read this in inches without the inches? Yeah, that's like 8 inches, ain't it? Yeah, you're fired. You're fired. It's like 2. But it's cute, though. But a lot of guys, man, get so tangled up in their bullshit, bro. Like, and it ain't even over exaggerating. Then it's just complete lying. I mean, now maybe would said 2 million or 3 million, but 40 million, bro. Come on now. So I asked the guy, I'm like, well, was he being serious? He was like, oh, he was serious. And I'm like, not trying to knock nobody. So me and Colin was even trying to break down the numbers on the phone. I'm like, how they, because if I hear somebody doing some numbers like that, I need to figure out how, right? Because I'm like, damn,
The math ain't even mapping. Like you said 6 trucks. Like even if you try to say, well, if one truck is pushing, what is that? Goddamn 10 million to buy a damn house. Like what the hell? That truck is good. That's a good truck.
But the thing of it is, bro, this was a company that everybody knows that this guy was telling this guy to. So and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with that. I'm like, maybe he was joking. He was like, no, Phil, he was serious, man. And I was asking him his chemistry. I'm like, what did he tell you? He didn't tell you shit, did he? Because it ain't no chemistry. Now I
Wild,
can
man.
see. Now I can see if he said, hey, yeah, I got 6 trucks and a factory. We're manufacturing boxes. We're manufacturing dollies. We're manufacturing moving blankets and all this, all this stuff. I can see that. But you can't tell me that you're doing $40 million out of 6 trucks in a 2,000 square foot warehouse. That's just not possible. So I think a lot of times, man, we need to get real with ourselves. Quit bullshitting ourselves. You know what I mean? Because we only hurt ourselves. It's hard for us guys, man. And me and Colin talk about this a lot, man. It's hard for us. It's not as hard for me now that I know Clifford, Colin, and Dwight to just open up and be like, man, fuck, what the hell is going on? Like what am I doing wrong? Why am I working so hard? Or, why am I losing these estimates? Or, whatever it is. It's hard for us guys, man, to come to another guy and be straight up. Like, hey man, oh man, you want to go out? No, man, I got something to do. But in reality, you're broke. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's our egos, bro. And it does that to us, bro. Like, it's bad. And it only hinders us as men, bro. And this is probably something Clifford could touch on a lot, because this is more in his direction of expertise of us as people. You know what I mean? And what do you think, Clifford?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, cracking that ego, it's tough to do. Specifically for men, that's a really, really hard thing to do. And honestly, I don't think it's anyone's fault, because we get taught to do that at an early age. Like, we're looking for the result. The result's the most important thing. So if we're looking for the result and we don't have what it takes to get the result, we go, oh yeah, I got the result. I got the result. That's the easiest way to go about it. Or you go, you know what? I don't have the result. That hurts the ego a little bit, but it's also it will set you free, right? Like, it's one of those things, when you can say it, the sting's actually not as bad, and you actually start finding answers and solutions along the way.
You know what? We're gonna have to play that meme that Phil did. I had a little short that Phil had the other day where it was like, "Stop capping, bro."
We all been there, bro. It's hard, bro. I mean, hell, we all want to be the biggest, bro. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of us. We only hurt ourselves, man. Especially someone like me, bro. Like, before I met you guys, man, I knew nothing about. Me and my wife, dude, literally ran this moving company off of YouTube videos. I knew nothing, bro. I didn't know how to quote jobs. Hell, I over quoting jobs. I mean, a lot, bro. And still to this day, still trying to work out the kinks of, damn, how are customers saying that we're 3 or 4 times more? You know what I mean? And I had a little situation yesterday on a quote that I was trying to put together. And I tell you what, my main man there, Colin, had the answers for me. Now, before, my ego would stand in the way, and guess what I would say? Oh man, I did this quote on this 8,000 square foot house, man, and I nailed it down by myself. Right? By myself. But I wouldn't say it while Colin was on there, though. But
the other challenge too that I see, like, as men, not only are we supposed to produce the value, if we're not producing the value, there's something wrong with us. We're broken.
Yeah.
Like, that's what society, like, as a society speaking, we have to produce value, because if we don't, well, what good are you? And I think the dynamic has to change in that.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line of being like confident and prideful, right? And we've all been there, man. I've exaggerated the shit out of some things to the point where my wife will be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Me too.
Right? And but my therapist tells me all the time, like, we got to let go of our ego, because pride comes before the fall. And if we truly want to be great and truly be successful, then we got to learn to be vulnerable. And, I'm learning that too, man. Like, it's a hard thing, man. Like, I grew up in a, traumatic environment, government housing. We were taught, don't cry, be a man, do this, do that. Right. And that now, at 38 years old, the hard part about it is like unlearning all that conditioning and then retraining, what the right way is to do things. Because, let's be honest, man, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do things. And that's the struggle for me, is just reconditioning, relearning, and reteaching myself, and that's where I need to rely on the support of people like y'all, right? And we all do, really, as men, because we, even with this therapy thing, man, like, it took me years to, like, I knew I needed therapy. It took me years to come to the actual, like, okay, I'm gonna hire a therapist, because there's a stigma around that, right? Like, oh, I'm broken, I'm useless, I'm not wanted, I'm not loved, right? but you start to like undo those things, and you start to realize, man, it don't really matter. It don't really matter what somebody's fucking opinion of me is, really, right? Just my wife. That's it. My wife's opinion matters. That's it.
Melissa, if you're listening to this, did you hear Colin? Because I just went through this whole spiel a couple of days ago, feeling freaking useless. And I was like, nobody loves me, and nobody wants, you don't want to hold me at night. Just going through some like stupid shit, Like, but you know what Colin told me 2 weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, 5. Phil, you might want to talk to a therapist. And you know what, dude? I'm getting ready to set up a damn appointment.
Therapy's great, man. I love it. I love therapy. I think everybody should go to therapy. I think it's been wonders for me, man.
Well, it's hard as a man to bring that out, to say that. It's hard.
It is.
I was gonna say, shoot, I done tried the therapy thing. I done tried it, but it's one of those things where it's almost like any other situation. You bring a problem to the table, but I feel like it's not necessarily always the therapist's job to come up with a solution.
It's not.
And and when I feel like when there was times that I went, it was like I was venting about a whole bunch of problems, and I couldn't even narrow it down. And the follow-up question was, so what do you really need help with? Oh, goddamn, ain't that your job? But it's really like, no, we kind of need to get to the root of it so that we can figure out how to attack these things. And I'm like, I felt like if I poured everything out to you, you would write it down and you would help me come up with a solution. No, that wasn't, no.
We gotta do a lot on our own, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give you an analogy from a personal trainer standpoint, because I was a personal trainer for several years. I can teach you how to do a push-up. I can teach you how to do a squat. I can teach you how to do a sit-up. I can teach you how to eat properly. I can teach you how to do all of those things. I can give you the how, and I can give you we can figure out the why and the what behind it as well. But there's still 23 hours. You're not around me. Right. And if I do my job perfectly in that hour, and those other 23 hours, you do whatever you want to do, there's nothing I can do about that.
That's right. That's true. Well, you know that old saying, everybody goes on about, knowledge is power, right? Mm-hmm. That's not actually true. Like, it's the application of the knowledge that's the real power. Like, I could, I know that a car drives from point A to point B, but if I don't know how to drive the car, well, that car is useless to me, right? And so we need to, as men, people in general, but especially as men, we need to apply the shit, and we need to want it, right? Like, you want to have to be better. You want to have to set goals. Like Cliff said, man, like, I could hire all the therapists in the world and the personal trainers in the world and, moving coaches in the world. But if I'm not willing to put in the work, it doesn't really matter. It's like my staff, like I tell them all the time. I say, like we spend a lot of money on marketing. Like, we're spending about 13% on marketing, which is high, right? And we know that, but we know we're in the beginning and we want to invest a lot in marketing right now. Mm-hmm. And I say to these guys all the time, I say, guys, it doesn't matter how much I spend. I could spend $1 million a year on marketing, but if you guys aren't executing, all that shit means nothing.
Nothing.
Right? Mm-hmm. Nothing. So, we gotta want it. We gotta want to be better. We gotta want to do better. We gotta want to be great. And not everybody, not everybody, like Phil was saying earlier, man, not everybody wants to be the biggest. Not everybody wants to, there's two types of entrepreneurs, man. There's one that starts a business to basically have a job, right? They're good with their 60, 70, 80, 100, $120,000 a year. And then there's others that are fucking tyrants and complete psychopaths, and we're not doing it for the money. For me, it's not about the money. It's about the legacy. It's about what am I building for the future. And so when I have that sort of perspective, the money don't matter. It don't matter.
It'll come.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like I'll give away jobs for free or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not really worried about money, man. It's probably seventh on my list of things that are important to me. Eighth, right? And I think with that mentality, the money comes. Like Phil really put it in perspective for me last weekend. So my wife and I, we just kind of sporadically went to Europe last weekend.
Nice.
I think I was on the phone. I was on the phone with Phil when we decided we're going to Europe, and I just bought the tickets.
I thought I was crazy, man. This guy right here, boy.
And so, Phil was like, he said something to me that was super impactful, right? He was like, for y'all to be doing that in the slow season, like, that's major. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because we don't worship money, bro. And I'm not saying like I'm gonna steal a line from you, Phil. I'm not saying I got it like that, but money's not the priority for me, man. It's about moving people forward. It's about building up my staff. It's about creating a legacy for my children. It's really about total domination. That's what it's about for me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest. Got to be the biggest.
Yeah, and I've always been that way. Like, go big or go home. Like, I don't know.
Settling is definitely challenging.
Well, I was looking back on a Facebook post, man, back when we started the business and we were running our business out of our house, and at that point, man, I thought how simple life was. Mm-hmm. All I had going on at that time was a moving company. That's it, and that one truck. That's all I had to worry about. And we were doing maybe 20 or 30 jobs a month, man. And I mean, life was very simple, man. And then as time went on, man, I tell you, man, once again, I'm a guy of loyalty, man. I did not want to be a dead end place, bro. I did not want to be a dead end place to work. For guys that's been with me since the beginning, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy, man. I don't want to be that guy where, it's just a gig. You know what I mean? This is just a gig. Like, no, man, this is not, it's got to be a little bit something more than just that, man. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just my perspective on it as well, because like Colin was saying, people focus on the money a little bit too much, but people don't realize, man, the money can also be a curse.
That's right.
Yeah, you ain't never lie.
And it just depends on your habits as well. Because if you got some deep down bad habits, that money can become a curse, man. And it is a shown track record in our industry where it have became a curse to some.
That is a curse, and I'll tell you why. Because that shit affects your emotions.
Yeah, bro.
When you busy in the summer, you feel like you're on top of the world. Like, oh, I'm making all this money, it's coming in, and then you get hit with December, and you're like, oh shit, I ain't making no money. What am I gonna do? And it's like that up and down emotional stress is it's crazy how this industry does that. And maybe other industries do it, but I only ever really been in the moving.
Yeah, me too, bro. And I mean, it's a crazy business, bro. I mean, you got to definitely have some tough skin for it, man. And it's always adjustments, right? Our adjustment now is how do we stay consistent? How do we go from having 40 guys going out one day to damn 10 one day to 5 and then a week of freaking bullshit, nothing. You know what I mean? Hardly nothing. Mm-hmm. So you're not staying consistent. So how are you even going to even build a foundation with employees? Okay, you can put together 40, 50 guys one day, right? With lumpers and your guys and yada, yada, yada. But then after that, dude, it just feathers away. So how do we stay consistent? Of course, we're in the industry as well where that customer legally have to be sometime out of that house at that day. So there's no like, oh man, let's do this next week. Ain't like we're cutting your grass, Let's do this next week. Like, sir, I can't. We have to be out of our home legally tomorrow, next day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'll be honest with you, that's where I'm having an issue at, bro. I can't figure out why we can't stay consistent, and what I've been coming up with is maybe I just need to start reducing the price a little bit during those times when, we're not slow just to move trucks. I mean, because we only do local, bro. You know what I mean? It ain't like there's a lot of wear and tear, like we're going cross country through states and stuff like that. We're local within about 30 or 40 miles, bro. So, reducing something to accommodate, it ain't got to be your labor. It could be, some supplies that you're selling. You know what I mean? Right? Instead of renting a TV box, he'll give a couple of them away, as for rental. You know what I mean? There's ways and ways to do things to reduce costs, because the labor costs, it's going to be very hard for you to start reducing there, because nobody's taking a pay cut. You know what I mean? You can't come to the guys and be like, hey, instead of 25 today, I'm gonna pay you 15. Because they ain't gonna hear that shit. But you can mess around with them supplies a little bit and get it there. And that's where I've been trying to adjust that, and we're trying to tweak there. For the consistency portion. And when the summer hits, it's just crazy then. It's easy. Hopefully it's easy for you. Hopefully you planted the seed during a time when it was slow marketing. You've got advice and things of that nature, dude. Because, I mean, for me, for the last few months, all I've been doing, dude, is trying to figure out things, man. Different marketing strategies. Hell, I've even learned how to do SEO. Me and my wife, off of freaking YouTube, dude, out of pure boredom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, just out of just wanting to know, because, see, me personally, man, I have a little bit of a thing, dude. I joke about it, but deep down inside, I have a problem that I don't have an education. Like, if you put a book in front of me, I probably can't even half read it. Be honest with you. And if you put some numbers in front of me, and some fractions, we're gonna be all right. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I have a little bit of a, and I joke about it, but really, man, I have a little bit of a thing about it, man. Not having the education there. And that's just, being honest. Once again, trying to open up a little bit, but
Yeah, we only know what we know. I think last year when I was down in Florida or so like that, and I had actually had my location going and everything out in Florida, this company presented themselves to me as a business consultation company. And I was like, okay, well, I feel like I've been at this for a long time now. I know everything I need to know about my industry. And if I don't, I'm going to continue to learn based off of industry people. So being that you're a non-industry person, I don't know how much more I can take from it, but I'm going to be open to it, because I don't want to treat my business necessarily as a mover company. I want to treat it as a corporation. So I need to get the outside perspective of how to grow it as a corporation versus a mover company. But I felt like also it was a waste of $12,000 for that information, because they really only tell you what you already know, and they just reword it different. And it was like, oh yeah, you're ahead of your time. You are a lot further along than a lot of other owners that we deal with. Well, everybody's different, but for me, if I don't know, I'm going to do research. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to go on Google. I'm going to figure it out. So yeah. I guess you got to kind of figure out what you want to invest in, and if it's going to give you some type of return. And hopefully it don't be $12,000 of investments.
Yeah.
I know that when I was at Louis Mazzaro conference a couple of years ago, he's a great guy. I learned a lot from him, but it was one of those things where he offered his coaching program where, people will go out there for like 4 times across the year, and he'll work with you, and you'll be working with other big movie company owners. And I was like, okay. But originally when he presented this program to me, it was like $30,000. And I'm like, I'm a small ass company. I had 30,000. I'm gonna fill that on my bottom line. But at the conference, he was like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna give it for like 18,000 or 15,000. When I hopped on that phone so fast with my financial advisor, and I said, is this worth it? Should I do it? And she's the one looking at the papers on looking at the number. Oh, you can't afford that. Like 18, 15, 10, it ain't worth it. What is he going to teach you that you don't already know at this point? You got all his programs, you better put it together.
Right.
I was like, damn it, I hate when you're right. Because we as owners, we'll make impulse decisions that don't make no damn good sense.
No, man. Some very impulse decisions. You know what, man? Let me tell you guys something, man. It's kind of weird, dude. But you know, I can say it now. It's open thing. But when I have to go out on jobs, man, I definitely don't tell nobody I'm the owner. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I'm very difficult to work around. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I am. I'm very. You can ask my wife. You can ask anybody around, dude. I'm very demanding, and you can only imagine me on a move job. I'm worse. This is somewhat why I had to come out of the truck, dude, because I'm so difficult to be around, bro. Working around, because I got OCD and everything. So, and I've allowed customers last week to get on my nerves so bad. So I came up with this solution. So guess what I told them? Because they want to talk, and I don't want to talk. I came there to work, right? So guess what I started telling them? Hey, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm deaf in my right ear. And then one lady I told I didn't even speak English. I said, consult with him. English no good. So bad, man. I said, ma'am, before we get started, don't think I'm ignoring you if you're talking to me, because I heard everything she kept saying as I kept flying by. But I said, don't think I'm ignoring you now, because I'm a little deaf in one ear, man. I had some ear injuries years ago. I think I do.
Sometimes you just don't want to talk.
Man, I'm a worker, bro. Like, I'm an animal, bro. When it comes to, no matter what I'm doing, bro, I am an animal, bro. I'm going to outwork everybody. If I'm shoveling shit, I'm going to be the fastest shit shoveler, bro. And I've always been this way. When I was in the car business, bro, what I did is when I got into the car business, I went and looked on that board and seen who was the top dog. And everybody, I seen how he dressed and everything. So I dressed better than him, and I sold more cars than him. I smelled better than him, and I did everything better than him. Till he wanted to damn quit. Till he wanted to damn leave. Like, I would just intimidate him. Like, he sell 20 cars, I sell 40.
Hey, that can be applied to the moving business as well. You just gotta be a shark out there. You gotta know your products and services. And that's basically what it comes down to. Like, if you don't know your products and services, no one in your organization should know it better than you.
Yeah.
So, you need to be able to, it's not necessarily selling when it comes to moving. I feel like it's more about convincing. The customer is either going to go with you because they like what you offer, because technically the moving company down the street is offering the same thing, moving and packing.
Right.
Only thing different about you is your price, hopefully. So you got to convince the customer, and the customer is going to be like, okay, well, how does this work? Or how does this work? Well, you can't be like, why you got all these goddamn questions? You gotta be like, okay, well, hey, the moving services work like this. We're gonna send you X amount of guys. They're gonna come there. They're gonna wrap all these stuff. They're gonna disassemble whatever they need to disassemble, and it works like this. Any other questions do you have before we go forward with taking your deposit? And it's just, just holding their hand, but at the end of the day, just letting them know. But don't be like McDonald's. When you go there and they be like, is there anything else you want? I'm like, damn, like, well, shit, throw a couple apple pies in there too. Anything else you want?
That first appearance is everything, though, bro. That first appearance is everything, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, I've heard this from several customers, bro. Because if I go to an estimate, I got a very expensive watch on. I'm pulling up in a very expensive car, and I look good and I smell good. I'm not half stepping, because your first appearance, you mean to tell me you're gonna pull up to a $10 million house, car leaking damn oil, freaking smelling like freaking. I smoke, but I spray. You ain't gonna smell it. Smelling like cigarettes. What kind of approach? And I've heard clients tell me this because I do, like Colin. I want to go see what we doing, right? It works. It works for me. and I make sure I look good, smell good, and I make sure that I look good, because people don't want to deal with your ass if you ain't making no money. What are you doing this for then? You know what I mean? Or are you gonna steal something to make money? Because we're gonna make money as people regardless, whatever it takes. I mean, you know what I mean? So that's that's how I look at it. But I
No,
could
that
be looking
makes
at
sense. It's just I think that's a double-edged sword, and I think we are at the top of the hour, but I think that's a double-edged sword where you don't want to go looking too spiffy, because then they'll think, oh yeah, he got a lot of money. Oh yeah, this. And I guess
yeah.
we had a mover who showed up to the customer house because he didn't drive in the truck with the guys, and he showed up to the customer's house with a nice, fresh, clean BMW.
Oh
And then
boy.
and then they're gonna talk about, well, we didn't get no tip from this customer and we worked hard. Well, damn it. Well, they probably thought you didn't need a tip. You had a better car than them. But
That's true.
all right, Colin, anything you got before we take off?
No, I hear you, Phil, man. I got my Tom Ford cologne in my car, man. I spray it before every estimate, man. So
I know you do. I know
Yeah.
you do. I know if nobody else do, you do. And I know you
man,
pulling up in that sharp Mercedes looking.
now that Honda, man, it's that Honda.
Hey man, you ain't doing so well after 2 years of short beard in business, doing something wrong, bro. And you know what, dude? Me and you became really good friends, and I applaud you, bro. Again,
Thank you, man.
like I do, just like I do every damn day, bro.
Yeah, man. We just, we're grateful to be here, and just want to stay humble and change the industry and really impact people's lives, further than our customers, our employees, our families, and just, we want to give people opportunities that we never had growing up.
Definitely. All right, Cliff, take us home.
All right. Well, I'll just say so much amazing golden knowledge today. Thank you guys for the experience. And ultimately, it comes down to, I have a mentor, he says, right knowledge. Like, are you applying the knowledge and what you have? Right vehicle. So the vehicle is the moving company. And do you have the knowledge in that vehicle? And first and foremost, we were talking about therapy. We were talking about coaching, right you. Because if you're a two-person, you can have a 10 vehicle, you can have 10 levels of knowledge, but if you're a two-person, you're going to get two results. So I would actually say, if you watch this, watch it again, because these guys are amazing at what they do. And there's so much information, so many knowledge bombs. So appreciate you all. And I hope everyone has an amazing day.
All right, y'all. Take care. Enjoy your week. Keep grinding.
All right.
Take care.